everyone, welcome back to a new video. For some reason I'm having a blip with the voiceover. I just can't seem to get it right today, so this is like my fourth time trying. Hopefully it's my last on this particular video. I mean, not my last, but you know. Right, so Banggood very kindly sent me some tips. These are going to be absolutely perfect for my flexi hand, and I've had a lot of questions from a lot of you saying, what tips do I use? Well, these are the kind of tips that you will get with your flexi hand. Sharon from Flexi Finger puts a few in for you already, and these ones are very, very similar to the ones you get sent. The only difference about these is these ones seem to fan out slightly at the free edge, but all you need to do is just file them down slightly. I'll show you in a minute because I'm gonna do it. So I've put some of the tips in the fingers. So this will act as the natural nail. So you can make them as long or as short, or you know, you can push them right in to create like a biter's nail. And then you would just take another one, and if you are training with tips, you just put that on the tip, just glue it onto the tip. You'll obviously need to file it because I haven't filed it. I'm just doing this just to show you. But so these are just full weld like squared tips, and these are available from banggood.com. So I am going to take my 100-180 grit file, and I'm just going to file the free edge in a little bit. I'm just going to file in, I'm just going to make them not quite, do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I obviously don't. I'm just going to file in the sides and just neaten them up a little bit because I don't want them fanning out. That's what I'm trying to say. So this video is going to be more aimed at home users and beginners. This is a very easy nail art set, so if you are an advanced nail tech, this isn't going to really interest you, unless you're here for the entertainment, of course. I don't know, though probably I'm not going to be very funny now. You don't really try and be funny, it just doesn't happen. That's probably what's going to happen. So I'm just going to file the edges, okay, and then I'm going to buff, because this is not a natural nail, I'm not going to use base coat. You should on a natural nail, you know, prep your nail, use your base coat, etc. But because these are just like plastic tips, I've just I've just buffed over the surface, and now I'm taking some isopropyl alcohol just to clean off any dust or debris that's left on the nail. The gel polish will adhere much nicer to a buffed surface than it will a shiny one. Some gel polish brands I've got, if the surface is shiny, if you start on one side and by the time you get to the end of the hand, the other side will have almost like bubbles, but not. It's almost like the gel shrinks a bit because it doesn't stick. I don't know. I know what I'm on about. I know what I mean, but I don't know how to explain it. Right, I'm going to use Pure Cloud. This is a soft pastel-y blue. I've got Spring Petals, which is a soft pastel-y pink. All these colours I'm using today are from Madam Glam. I've got Shimmer White, which I'm going to use to create the blossoms, which I thought these would be quite nice because I thought the shimmer in the white would just be a nice touch. And later on, I'm using one called Daddy's Girl, which is a deep pink. Oh, I love it so much. I'm going to start by applying the first coat of gel polish to each nail. So I start butting the product up to the cuticle in the center of the nail and working down, and then I go down each side, and then make sure you cap your free edge. This will stop any kind of, well, it should stop any kind of chipping that you might get. And so down the center, down each side, and then make sure you cap your free edge. And before you pop it in the lamp, make sure you just clean up any gel polish you might have got on the skin. I'm going to create an ombre. Don't panic, this isn't that bad because the colours are quite soft. I'm using my Nailchemy 8mm detailer brush, which Dave quite kindly sent me because I'd ruined my other one. That's one thing I love about Nailchemy. Not just that their products are great, but their customer service is amazing. Okay, so we're going to put two colours on. Cap the edge, take your brush, then you just sort of flick it backwards and forwards and go up and down slightly, up and down, backwards and forwards. Don't worry too much if you don't get this blend absolutely perfect, because this is only the first coat. We are going to do this again with a second coat. I do faff a lot, so we're going to be here for a couple more seconds. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. And I'm still going. There we go. The middle finger is going to be spring petals. You don't want to make these coats too thick. They don't need to be thick. I'm not necessarily saying Madam Glam or the ones that I use, but sometimes if you make the coats too thick, they will wrinkle in the lamp. And that can cause, again, lifting and stuff, and so you don't want that. So try and keep your coats thin. I've gone over with a second coat, which I didn't show because it's exactly the same as the first one. We just repeated the process. And I'm going to use, this is Nail Chemie's brown artisan gel paint. We're going to use this to create I don't have a brown gel polish, I've only got this brown gel paint. If you've got a brown gel polish, that's absolutely fine, you can use that too. The only difference between these gel paints and a gel polish is that the gel paint is a bit thicker and it's probably going to be a lot more pigmented than a gel polish. But I'm using this, as I said, because I don't have a brown gel polish. I don't think I do anyway. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to create the branches that the blossoms are going to go on. These are literally just wiggly lines. Anyone can do this. They don't have to be perfect. I've put more on that ring finger than I have the middle. I'm just going to put a couple on this middle finger. And then the artisan gel paints cure for 60 seconds. Whereas my gel polishes cure for 30, so you just have to sort of double cure it. Then you're going to need a dotting tool, and we're going to plop that in a bit of the shimmer white, and we're just going to use this to create the blossom. So you kind of want it you want it to be a round shape, but you want it to be almost scalloped. Is that the right word? Because blossoms aren't completely round, they are. But I'm trying to make this easy, you know, I don't want it to be overly complicated. I want beginners and home users to know that they could do this as well. Do you see what I mean there? Look, they're not perfectly round shapes. This is the Daddy's Girl from Madam Glam. This is gorgeous. We're going to use this to just put some dots in the, I don't know why I put a line. I was going to put a line, but I didn't, I don't know. We're just going to put some dots in the centre of each blossom. And then I'm going to repeat the process on the other nail with only the 2 branches. Oh, I made that dot too big, but never mind. It doesn't have to be, you know, this isn't, I don't know what I'm on about. My son was wobbling my table and I was like, Kyle, stop it. We're going to use that shimmer white to create a couple of buds as well. Just to, where the leaves, not the leaves, where the branches look a little bit sparse, we're just going to put some buds, so just literally like a sort of oval shape, and then where the bud meets the branch, I'm just going to put a little bit of that pink there. There we go, and then I will cure that in the lamp for 30 seconds. So I've repeated the same thing on the middle finger. By the way, that brown on the towel isn't poo or anything disgusting. It was some of the brown gel paint that I used. I'm using Madam Glam's non-wipe top coat to go over the nails. I do have a little bit of I'm almost out of the normal top gel that they have, but that's got a tacky layer. The non-wipe top coats don't have a tacky layer, which is why I'm using this one. So all we're going to do is just go over every single nail. Make sure you cap the free edge. Again, this is another way to ensure you don't get chipping. He wobbled the table again. Did you see it? Did you see it? Little sausage. Oh, I had some, this is the fluff the fluff just, I don't even know. This is probably, look, there's another bit now up by the cuticle area. I have to get it off with some tweezers. It just comes from nowhere as well. You're like, where the heck did you even come from? I had something, I think it was a bubble, but I had something in that top coat as well. I'm sure it was a bubble. They annoy me. I like the surface of my nail to be completely smooth. And if there's anything in the top coat or like a bubble or anything that I've missed, it just, oh, it grates on me for some reason. Remember to cap your free edge. And then pop that in your lamp for 30 seconds. And this is the finished set. Yeah, I just thought a short set might be a nice change. I'm going to try and do a gel, a builder in a bottle set next. I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow or Wednesday. So I'm going to do a minimum of 3 nails a week, maybe more. Okay. Yeah. Loves ya. Bye.